Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Dr. Farah Laurent. I'm excited today to talk to all my new graduate nurses out there. Congratulations. You may have just graduated already, or maybe looking forward to your actual graduation, walking across that stage. So, either way, today I wanted to talk to you about mindset and how to shift your mindset as a new graduate nurse to land a nurse residency program. All right. So let's get into it. Why do I want to talk about this? Because so many nurses come to me across the US and Canada feeling discouraged, feeling that they're not enough, or that they keep applying and they keep getting rejections and they're not getting into these residency programs that they want to get into, or just feeling like they're desperate and they just want to apply to anything just to settle. So I'm here to tell you that is the wrong thing to do. Please do not settle just for any type of job, because you are going to be very disappointed and actually maybe even miserable if you do not stick to what it is that you want to do and you're not in alignment with the impact you want to make, with the population that you want to serve, or the setting that you want to be in. So, for those who don't know me, my story is I started nursing about 20 years ago, and my clinical instructor told me that I would never be an emergency nurse, even though that's what I loved. I did my last rotation in the emergency department, me and another student. I think it was about 110 of us, and only two of us got to go to the ER. I picked that as my top choice because I knew that's where I belonged. So I loved it. But of course, my clinical instructor back then, and clinical instructors still sometimes till this day, will still tell students that they have to start in med surg. But that is an old mindset type mentality to have. You do not have to start in med surg. You do not have to start in the hospital setting. If you want to be an outpatient nurse, community nurse, whatever it is that you want, you can get as a new nurse. So, of course, to continue that story, I didn't listen to her. I pursued my dream of becoming an emergency nurse, and I got hired as a nursing student. And that was 20 years ago. And not only did I get one job, I got two positions in the ER. So, of course, I picked a trauma hospital because that's what I loved, and started working 2 days after graduation. So that's what I want you to know, that you do have the ability to land any type of job that you want. It's all about mindset and really creating a positive mindset, a growth mindset, and an abundance mindset. So we're going to get into this in a little bit. And the reason why most of you that are listening are struggling to get into a residency program or struggling during your interviews is because you are not in alignment with what it is that you really want. You lack clarity. You lack the confidence. Maybe you know, like, you want to be in women's health or L&D or pediatrics or critical care, such as the ICU or ER, but you don't know how to articulate your value. You don't know how to present with confidence. You don't know how to answer the questions such as, tell me about yourself. And when you're speaking, it's almost like you start shrinking because they can see that you're doubting yourself. You lack the confidence because nursing school sometimes erodes that confidence, erodes that ego, because that's just naturally what sometimes nursing school does. So this is why I'm now doing what I'm doing with sharing content, going live, and I've been doing this for almost 4 years because I want to uplift nursing students like yourself and new graduate nurses to tell you that you are enough. You can get what you want, and you don't have to settle for less, and you don't have to listen to the noise and to the negativity, because guess what? You are going to be going to work every day. It's not your friends or whoever is telling you that you can't do it. And you are meant to be in nursing because you want to make an impact. And you're only going to be making an impact if you love what you do and you're excited about it. And again, it all starts with mindset. So how do you start shifting that mindset? We're going to get into that in just a moment. But for those who don't know me, I've helped over 100 nurses land their dream role all across the US and Canada, and even in areas such as New York City and California. Why do I mention those two places? Because everybody keeps saying that the market is saturated, it's very competitive, and it's hard to get into specialty areas such as ICU, L&D, or just even to get any type of position. And what I like to tell you is that I don't believe that. What I believe is if you position yourself correctly, if you prepare yourself correctly for the interviews, if you articulate your value enough, and if you're very confident going into these interviews and adjusting your mindset, you will land these positions with no issue because you will be in alignment and you believe deep down, you believe that is where you're meant to be. So that's what you're going to attract. And that is the type of aura that you're going to give when you're in the interview because you don't have any fear. And this is part of the mindset that I wanted to talk about. When you're confident and you walk into your assignment, into your purpose, and you have faith, right? Faith in God, faith in the universe, putting you in alignment with where it is that you need to be, you will not be in fear. If you are prepared, you will not have anxiety. You will not be nervous. You won't be fearful because you know that it is meant for you. And what is meant for you, no one can take away, but you have to prepare and manage your mindset so that you can actually get there. So a lot of us, what we do is we're actually getting in the way of our opportunities. And that's what I do as a nurse career coach. I help with mindset, confidence building, and shifting that mindset so that you can move more towards an abundance mindset and stay away from a scarcity mindset. And that scarcity mindset is you making fear-based decisions because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get into this residency program. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I can start in the ICU. Maybe let me waste my time in this area until I get better or until I develop critical thinking skills. I mean, you just tell yourself all sorts of excuses and other people are brainwashing you into negativity to think that you can't get what it is that you want. But like I said, I've helped over 100 nurses land their dream job. And this is nursing students getting jobs before graduation and new graduate nurses getting jobs within 1 to 3 months of graduation. So if you want to land your dream role and you're ready to shift that mindset so you can land these residency programs, if you're interested to work with me, please DM me right now and put mindset shift. Just message me, but we have to be connected in order for you to message me. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can message me on LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn, or just simply email me. And what I'll do, I will put my email up here shortly so that you can directly email me or just direct message me on LinkedIn. And again, I don't work with just any nurse. I only work with nurses who are ready to take action, ready to invest in themselves, and ready to do the work so that you could be prepared and just slay the interview. Because once you get to the interview process, they already want to interview you. They know you're qualified. They want to hire you. So all you have to do is go over there and brag about yourself and bring all your experience and share those receipts about how great of a nurse you are and really be ready to confidently explain and articulate all your skills, all your experience, especially second career nurses. Second career nurses sometimes I feel sometimes also doubt themselves, even though you would think because they have past experience that they will be more confident. Well, sometimes if you're a new career nurse, you might be thinking, well, I'm starting all over again and whatever, transitioning or pivoting to this new career. And that can bring about some nervousness, some anxiety, and that's all normal, right? But this is what I do. I help you build up your confidence, shift your mindset into an abundance mindset, make sure that you are clear. We really work on that clarity piece to make sure that you move forward with confidence so that you can land these nurse residency programs. So a couple tips that I have for you is to start with positive affirmations. So there's a bunch of different positive affirmations. I actually have I don't have it next to me. Oh yeah, I do. I actually have a journal that I created on Amazon, which I don't talk about enough, but I created a journal on Amazon called the 90-Day Gratitude Journal. So if you want to get it, just type in Dr. Farah Laurent on Amazon. You'll find this journal. I use it myself. And there's actually a space that you could write positive affirmations, a space where you can manifest things and write things that you're grateful for. So, start speaking positive words into your life. So be grateful for you finishing nursing school. Be grateful for graduating and getting your degree, passing your NCLEX. Write all that stuff down. Write everything that you're grateful for in your life, your support systems, all that. And then start into your affirmations and start speaking positive affirmations. I will be a critical care nurse. I will be an L&D nurse. I will be a postpartum nurse. I will be a peds nurse. Tell that to yourself every single day, because what you think about, what you obsess over is what you will start to attract. If you keep talking negative and have self-limiting beliefs and you keep saying, well, I can't get into the ER or I can't get into critical care because they told me that I need 2 years of experience, then guess what? You are already setting yourself up for failure. You're sabotaging your opportunity. Get rid of that thinking. Stop talking to those negative people, right? Keep your circle positive and get yourself multiple mentors. Get yourself a nurse career coach. That's why I'm here. And this is why I share these positive messages with you, because I want you to be able to enter nursing excited, happy, and wanting to be of service to the population that you care about and that you want to make an impact. And this is what I do today. And this is why I serve new graduate nurses, because of my story and what happened to me when I was a new nurse. I didn't have anything like this when I was a new nurse. There was no such thing as nurse career coaches when I first started. And what makes me different than career services at your university or your college? I'm an actual nurse with 20 years of experience, and I've held multiple roles. I know it's not on my LinkedIn, but I've went from emergency nurse to travel nurse, worked in Canada, worked in the US. I worked in Michigan, New Jersey, New York, so many different places. Went up into education. I was a clinical instructor for NYU, then was a clinical bedside educator in the ICU for residency programs and different things like that. I worked at the VA in their education department, helped with their nurse residency programs. I then moved on to being an assistant director of education, up to director of education, and then was in academia as well, up to associate dean. I've pretty much done it all. So that's what sets me apart from other nurse career coaches, the few that are potentially out there, and sets me apart from your generic career services, because they're just helping everybody. They don't know what employers want specifically for nurses. They cannot help you with the language that you need when you have to promote yourself or pitch yourself in an interview. They can't help you with that. So this is where I come in. And this is why I've been so successful helping so many nursing students and new grads land their dream job, to the point where I have clients that have actually landed positions like at Stanford and got same day offers, positions at El Camino in Northern California, with one of my clients making up to 170,000 as a new nurse, working day shift in L&D, right? It's because we did the mind shift, right? We did the mindset shift because my clients believe that they can get it. They know that they have the skills to move forward. And that's what we work on, preparing them for success. So if you want to learn how to work with me, like I said, I don't work with everybody. I only work with nurses who are serious, ready to invest, ready to take control and take action, to be more visible on LinkedIn and to use different strategies to be able to land that nurse residency program. But again, it all starts with your mindset. So again, my tips were surround yourself with positive people, get mentors, get a nurse career coach like myself, DM me if you want to learn how to work with me. And again, I don't work with everybody. I have clients that I'm working with already. I don't take on too many clients because I want to make sure I'm supporting my clients so that they're successful. The other thing I say is gratitude journaling and also affirmations. So definitely do that. And then get certified in the specific areas that you need to. Get into get into associations that will help you. So if you're interested in, say, critical care, AACN is a great one because it's the Association of American Critical Care Nurses. They actually have their conference going on right now. For L&D, women's health, it's A1. For the emergency departments, ENA. So everybody has their own. So get yourself prepared in that sense from an education and professional development side, and also from a career coach side. You definitely need to work with me if you want to land your dream job. Be confident and shift your mindset to know that you can land anything that you want. All right. I hope that was helpful. That is pretty much it for me. So again, my big message is it's really about eliminating self-limiting beliefs, moving more towards positive thoughts. When you see yourself going down those negative thoughts, reframe it and think positive thoughts. Go closer to abundance mindset. Stay away from making fear-based decisions. Do not settle just for any position because you're going to be miserable. And then surround yourself with positive people, right? Who will encourage you and support you to move forward, to get what it is that you want and to start your career doing the right thing where you really belong, because that's going to be instrumental in your success. Especially with all the statistics out there. You don't want to be another statistic. What is it? Like 1 in 5 nurses will leave nursing in their first year or quit their job. You want to be in alignment. So that's why you need the right position. All right. And I'm here to help you do that. So if you want to learn how to work with me, definitely just direct message me. And that's it. So I hope today's episode was helpful for all the new grads. Again, congratulations. Shift that mindset so that you can get into these residency programs and get to where you want to belong, where you belong. All right. So that's it for me. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe to my newsletter, which is, I have 2 newsletters, one specifically for new grads and another one called Nurses Making Money Moves. The other thing that I do is I also help aspiring nurse entrepreneurs and nurse entrepreneurs start their business, grow their business so that they can build their personal brands, be more visible, so they can attract clients and more opportunities. All right.